Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a come shop with me reading vlog. I haven't left yet. I literally just showered and got ready for the day. It's 11 a.m. and it's a little bit of a late start for me because, listen, I saw Jesse McCartney last night. I drove 3 hours to Kentucky. It turned out to be 4 because of traffic because we went on a Friday evening and there's so much traffic on 71 trying to get from Columbus to Louisville. And Jesse McCartney is performing the first stop of the second part of his tour. This is the 4th time I've seen Jesse McCartney. I've been a fan of his literally since I was in 5th grade. For context, I'm 31. So I've been a fan of his for 20 years, and Beautiful Soul came out 20 years ago, and I went to his concert, and my sister and I got there like right when the concert started for the opening act. So we're like, we're already late, let's just like go to the bathroom. We usually like seeing the opening act at concerts, but we went to the merch table. I got a new sweatshirt because he had new merch for the second leg. I got a shirt and sweatshirt the first time, and then of course had to get a new one, and they were selling meet and greet tickets for $100 at his table, and I was like, first I was like, I'd be too freaked to do it. Like, I can't. My sister was like, you should. And I was texting Tori, my best friend, and she's like, do it. Like, you're dumb. Go do it. So I bought one of the meet and greet tickets and I got to meet him last night. I'm still like, it was a 15 seconds. I literally was like in line. He said, hi, I'm Jessie, like in his voice. And I was like, I'm Jess. And then I took my photo. I turned to him and I was like, I've literally been a fan for 20 years. I love you so much. And he's like, oh, I love you too. And then I walked away and then I was freaking out the whole time. So I got to meet Jesse McCartney last night. I met him less than 12 hours ago. Like, when I'm telling you, I got home at 3 a.m. and now it's 11. I got up at 9, worked out, got ready for the day, and now I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble. Life is good. I got to meet Jesse McCartney last night. Our pictures are not online yet. They did take like professional pictures, but it's fine. So anyways, I am here to take you to Barnes & Noble. So I have a couple things I'm looking for. I want to get Fear the Flames because that just came out in hardback, and I've heard they made changes to the paperback, and I do have the indie paperback, but now I want to read the newly published book. And then I have a Christmas romance, 2 Christmas romances to pick up if they're out. So it is the 5th today, and Jillian Meadows' Wreck My Plans comes out on the 8th, and so does Jacqueline Snow's new one. And Wreck My Plans I loved when I read last year. It's such a good Christmas romance, friends to lovers. It's an age gap, and I think it's brother's best friend, but it was so good. And so I'm hoping it's out early because I saw an Instagram post of someone who saw that it was out early. So I want to get that. And then I don't know what else I want to get. I feel like there's a couple other things that I want to look at. So we'll see what I end up getting. I do want to also go next Tuesday because Megan Quinn's Christmas Romance comes out, and I'd really love to give that a try because Megan Quinn is sometimes hit or miss for me because I'm not super rom-com, but it's a Christmas romance. So typically I'm okay with it being on the rom-com side when it's Christmas. So we'll see. We'll see what they have. Hopefully they have good sales. So I'm going to take you along and yeah, just do some book shopping. So let's go to Barnes & Noble.
Looks longer than last June. There's so much I've been dying to know about you. But we've been distant. Is it too soon to call pretending it's to ask you what's new? And I hope we haven't lost our way, 'cause it feels that way to me. But I know that when I see you, oh, I never wanna leave. So don't be so mad. I know that it's easier said than done, and it feels like it's hopeless. I'm begging, please hold on. Maybe the reason tossing and turning is 'cause I'm scared one day you won't reply. So if I said or did something that hurt you, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You know I never meant to. I hope we haven't lost our way, 'cause it feels that way to me. But I know that when I see you, oh, I never wanna leave. So don't be so mad. I know that it's easier said than done, and it feels like it's hopeless. I'm begging, please hold on. Maybe the reason tossing and turning is 'cause I'm scared one day you won't reply. I'll keep on trying not let you know. Maybe I should just try, 'cause I don't wanna have to let you go. So don't be so mad. I know that it's easier said than done, and it feels like it's hopeless. Begging, please hold on. Maybe the reason tossing and turning is 'cause I'm scared one day you won't reply. I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right. But it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous. That 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's
Hello everybody, I am back. I bought some books. I bought 2 of the books I kind of set out for. The other ones were not there, so we're gonna go through these. So I set out to see if they put out some books early, and they did not. So I go to the Barnes & Noble that's in an outdoor mall, and what's so frustrating is that brunch is really popular at this mall, and the Barnes & Noble parking lot is one of the closest like flat parking lots, it's not a parking garage, to all the things there. So everybody parks there, even if they're not going to Barnes & Noble. So I was lucky where I saw a lady walking to her car from Barnes & Noble, so I just followed her, got her spot, and then there's always people circling that parking lot. But I got in, and it's so hard with Barnes & Noble because like they have their main sections, but then they have so many different displays and tables that I never know. I'm like, so is this in the new releases section? Is it in the new releases hardbacks? Is it on a display table? Is it actually in this section? So they did not have the 2 Christmas romances that I wanted that come out on Tuesday. They did not put them out early, which is totally fine, totally fair. It's not released yet. But the first book that I wanted that I could not find, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's an adult fantasy, it is priced at adult fantasy, was Fear the Flames. And this was actually in the new hardback section. So I just like get really annoyed. But I think it's the hardback sci-fi fantasy section, because on the other side of that display is the new fiction hardback. So I finally found it, and it is so pretty, and it has really fun end pages, and it has all the pretty stuff underneath. So Fear the Flames I really need to read, and it is a fantasy romance, and I know that Tori actually read it beginning of the year. I think I got it for her for Christmas, and she read it and loved it, and I still haven't read it. I do have the indie copy, but like I said, I think they changed some things. They did have Penn Cole's book too, which was so pretty, but I'm like, I'm getting so many books already. If you saw, I had like 4 different books in my hand. So the next one that I knew that I almost put back, but it was actually I think the first book I picked up because it was on the TikTok table, was Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. Now this one and the next one that I have I think are both on KU, but I'm like, if I love them, I'm gonna want to have a physical copy, and this is a dark romance, and I'm just really in the mood for that. And she's a trauma nurse, so I'm very excited to read this. And this is another one that I've seen a lot of people talking about, so I decided to pick it up. And this is with Slow Burn. Like, there's so many publishers popping up that I've never heard of, but very excited for this one. I almost took home F.T. Lucan's new book because I love F.T. Lucan's. I have 2 of their books, and that one was shiny and pretty, and there are so many sprayed edges and foiled books now in Barnes & Noble that I literally am so tempted. Like, I almost bought Sophie Lark's new book, and I almost bought F.T. Lucan's. I had that one in my hand. Then Us in Ruins I really want to read, and that I think F.T. Lucan's and Rachel Moore are both going to be at the Atlanta Festival in February that I got a ticket for with Tori, because I'm gonna go visit. She lives right by Atlanta, so I'm gonna go stay with her, and we're gonna go to that festival together. But I did not end up getting those. I figured I could get them later or read them from the library. But the next one I got, I know is on KU, but I was looking for this one everywhere too. I was looking in the romance section, the TikTok table. It was in the fantasy section. It was the only one left, but that's Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. So I was like, is this in the regular fantasy section? Is this gonna be on a fantasy table? Is this gonna be in romance? Is this gonna be on a TikTok table? I could not figure it out. So the last place I looked was the fantasy section for adults, and it was there. So this one I know so many people have been loving. I do think my sister actually got this out from KU too, because she loves fantasy. And this one I think is romance heavy but dark. So I'm really, really excited. I've been seeing it everywhere, and I know it's like a pretty foiling on the cover too. Like, the title is really pretty. So I got that, and then I kept on walking around, putting books in my hand, putting them back, picking them up, putting them back, and I decided to buy, and I remember seeing Christy post about this on her Instagram, so I went to look if Christy had read it yet. She hadn't, but I actually have read the first book by this author. I don't know if I still own it. I unhauled so much of my YA, but it is The 13th Child. Now again, I'm a sucker. I got sucked in by all the details, even the, like, look at this, like, how could I not? The cashier was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I was like, just look at the inside, and it is gorgeous. So this is by Erin A. Craig. This is actually YA, but I've heard really good things about this one, and like I said, I did read the first book that she wrote, which was House of Salt and Sorrows. I haven't read anything else she's written, but I did read House of Salt and Sorrows when it came out, and I actually really liked it. And this one, literally the blurb says, a haunting, deeply romantic tale of life and death. So I was like, I'm sold. I have to do this, and all the reviews are really, really great, and the book is just so freaking pretty. Like, the end pages and the, I think this one, I don't know if what's like exclusive about this, if it's just like the sprayed edges, because this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive, but this was everywhere in the bookstore. Like it was in the YA section, and then it was in the new YA fantasy hardback section, and like I said, there's like a million different sections. And then it was also in like a check these new books out section, so they had put books everywhere. Because the Rachel Moore Us in Ruins is like mummy inspired, and I love the mummy, so that's why I wanted to read it, but the reviews aren't like the best. That's why I want to do the library for that one. But that was in the check these books out now section instead of the new fantasy section or just the normal fantasy section for YA. It was like in a completely different section. So Barnes & Noble is really hard to navigate with all their special displays, but I ended up getting this one. So I got 4 books. I did have a $5 coupon since I'm a Barnes & Noble member, and I think I get 10% off all my purchases. So all 4 of these, we have 2 adult romances and a YA hardback and a adult hardback, were $20. So I get 10% off, yes, and then I had $5 off. So I saved a decent amount of money, which is exciting. I saved $9 from being a member. So I spent $79 on 4 books, which isn't bad. And I'm trying to not buy everything from Amazon. So I decided to utilize my Barnes & Noble membership and get some books. So I hope you enjoyed coming along to the bookstore with me. And there were really fun displays on the romance section. I liked that hockey table that I found. But that's all I have. Let me know what your favorite bookstores to shop at are, and if you like this video, I would love to hear it. And if you've made it this far, leave me a skull emoji, because 2 of the books I got have a skull on them. So leave me a skull emoji if you made it this far, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.